Alena couldn't sleep. Not the kind of can't sleep that a warm bath in lavender oil could fix. This was deeper, older, the kind that clung to her chest like a soft weight every night since that kiss on the hilltop, the kind of kiss that made the world still and then tilt just slightly out of place. It had been months, and still her dreams betrayed her. Each night she curled into her old stuffed bear, the one her mama had gifted her in high school. The same one her mama had once spritzed with perfume before she left for the dorms. Para hindi mo kami mamiss, Mama had said. Now she missed someone else. That man. That stranger. The tall, enigmatic Cherokee with eyes like dusk and a voice like gravel dipped in honey. The man who kissed her as if he already knew her soul, then vanished like fog when the sun comes. Maybe he was busy, she reasoned. Or maybe he had a wife, or a warrant, or both. Her papa used to scare her with late-night horror stories to keep her away from boys. Aswang, Encanto. Men who turned to wolves after midnight. But even an Aswang wouldn't kiss like that. She remembered what her mama once said over a glass of wine after catching the last 20 minutes of a telenovela. If a man kisses you and disappears, either may asawa yon, o may utang. But Alena didn't want to believe it. That kiss was too pure, too real, too charged with a kind of magic no chismis could explain. So she threw herself into school. She buried her heart in academic journals, research papers, coffee-stained notebooks. Her fingers typed citations like they were prayers. If she couldn't control love, she could at least control deadlines. After finals, she flew home. First to the convent to see her Lola, then to Valle Paloma to visit Lola Lara and Lolo Rafe, who always spoiled her like she was some lost royal finally returning to her people. They fussed over her, fed her like she was preparing for hibernation, and reminded her at every meal that she was still their precious miracle. Her older brother already had 3 kids. She was the last unopened gift, still wrapped and full of mystery. And now, back in Dallas, she was wide awake again. The room hadn't changed. Hello Kitty sheets, pink curtains, framed awards from grade school. But something in her had. She had kissed someone, and now nothing felt the same. Her mama knocked gently. Alena, darling, you're still awake? Yes, Mama. Her mother entered, elegant even in her silk robe, smelling of Chanel No. 5. She sat beside her and cupped Alena's face, still treating her like she was 5. I just want to kiss my baby goodnight, she said sweetly, before showering her face in noisy kisses, forehead, cheeks, nose, even her ear. Alena giggled. Her mother's affection was like armor. Nothing, not even heartbreak, could get through it. Then came her papa, tall and imposing in stature, but marshmallow soft when it came to his daughter. Tulog na ba ang princess natin? Not yet, she teased, arms open. Can't sleep without kisses from my 2 loves. He kissed her forehead and stroked her hair. Ryan called, he said. He cleared your attendance for the reunion. Don't worry, I'll send the driver and bodyguards. Alan, no, Mama cut in, laughing. Let her enjoy. She's not a prisoner. He lifted his hands in surrender. You're the boss. They stayed a little longer, fluffing her pillows, adjusting the blanket, switching on the old nightlight, just in case. Before leaving, her mama sighed theatrically. Anak, huwag ka munang mag-asawa ha. Isa ka na lang naming baby. Let us enjoy you a little longer before someone else does. Alena laughed. Magiging tita na ako soon, remember? Iba ang sariling baby na baby forever, Mama said, beaming, and then they were gone. The room was quiet again, filled with the lingering warmth of love. Alena stared at the ceiling. Sana makita kita ulit. Her heart whispered to the darkness. And if not, well, there was always the family friend, or the convent, or the dream of 50 cats all named after the man who kissed her once and never came back. She closed her eyes. If she couldn't have him in life, maybe she'd keep him in her dreams.
Los Aguilas headquarters, Mexico City. The bullet hit half an inch off target. Silence was brutal. Hawk Copeland didn't miss. He could shoot while half asleep, while upside down. With a migraine, he could shoot with one hand and recite sonnets with the other. But today, half an inch. Diego glanced at the mark, then at Hawk. What the actual fuck was that? Hawk said nothing, just stared at the bullet hole like it had betrayed him. The murmurs began. Did he just miss? That's impossible. No way, not Hawk. Is he sick or in love? That one hit a nerve. Hawk reloaded, his jaw tight. He knew exactly what was wrong. A brown-haired girl with wide eyes and a convent past. Alena. She had haunted him every waking moment since they kissed. Since she looked at him like he was more than a killer, like he was a man. She had no idea what kind of hell she invited into her life. She was a flaw in his system, a heartbeat where there should have been cold, a glitch in the machine. And Hawk Copeland didn't do glitches. He lifted his rifle. Nothing's wrong, he muttered. He fired. Bullseye. Diego whistled. There he is. Hawk didn't respond, just stared straight ahead, willing his hands to forget her, willing his heart to obey. Because if he couldn't kill the memory of her, he would bury it deep where no one could find it, not even himself.
Alena sat quietly on the porch, letting the cool breeze kiss her skin, the scent of blossoms mingling with the sharp earthiness of wildflowers and sun-warmed stone. The ancestral home loomed behind her, full of ghosts and grace, memory and mischief. It was a house stitched together by generations of choices, both wise and foolish. She had stepped into the wildflower field earlier like some tragic heroine from a forgotten novel, bonnet lost, heart frayed, mind somewhere between clarity and chaos. There, wrapped in the scent of flowers, dirt, and livestock, she tried to memorize everything before her departure. Soon she would be back in London, a city of greys and overpriced tea where dreams were practical and rain never asked permission. Her mother had insisted on the business degree, of course. Something stable, something lucrative, something that could pay for therapy someday. Alena had obeyed, as good daughters often do. But her real love was for words, for etymology, roots, origins, the strange truths people forgot to disguise. Her father and her ever-perfect brother, Alaric, had laughed when she said so, but even they knew. Her heart beat in mud and mushrooms, not in money. Some things never change, Lana said with a weary smile, watching Alena from the hammock. She had finished business management in 3 years, cramming summers with extra units, pushing herself forward like a runaway train. By 20, she had a diploma. And not long after, her mother sent her off to Oxford like a fragile package marked urgent but unimportant. A master's degree, her mother said, was the cultured woman's equivalent of pearls, cultivated under pressure. Alena was deep in memory when a familiar voice broke through the haze. "Hi, beautiful." Colin appeared like a fever dream on horseback, smug atop his black stallion, looking every bit like a cover model who accidentally developed charm. She waved, her smile tender and sharp, like velvet hiding steel. And then, right on cue, Colin's younger brother stormed into view, barking a challenge and revving his competitive spirit. Testosterone in motion. Lana shook her head with a dry laugh. They should be grateful I'm pregnant, or I'd humiliate both of them. Again, she patted her belly with fond annoyance. It was swollen with chaos. Twins. Alaric's firstborns, currently performing martial arts against her ribs. "Not complaining, my precious gremlins," she whispered. Then, turning to Alena, Lana added, "Okay lang ba hintayin mo hanggang makapanganak ako, sis? I mean, please don't run off to London just yet." Alena slid beside her, warm and sure. Tinatanong pa ba yan? I wouldn't miss the live premiere of my future niece and nephew. She rested her palm on Lana's stomach. A sharp elbow answered from the inside. Baby A had opinions. Strong opinions, Alena muttered through a giggle. They laughed until their eyes welled up. Pregnancy, memory, love, it blurred all edges. Sama ka sa Oklahoma, Lana said after a pause. Attend kami ng festival. Oklahoma? Alena's eyes sparkled. The one with the biggest Indian reservation? Count me in. Puwede ka pa bang mag-travel? Lana snorted. Unless these twins bungee jump out mid-flight, yes. Besides, Hawk's parents want to see me pregnant. Alena's smile flickered. Hawk, Kuya hates that guy. Yep. Lana, what if Hawk shows up? They'll kill each other. Hawk, the suitor who had nearly broken Alaric. Alena had never met him, but his reputation preceded him like thunder before the storm. He's misunderstood, Lana murmured. We grew up together. He's always been kind to me. I don't know why he lost control back then. Maybe pride makes people stupid. Alena lowered her gaze. Or maybe he really loved you, Lana. Lana snorted, the sound so sharp it startled her belly. Number Hawk never loved me the way your brother does. He loved winning. I was just the prize. Silence crept in like a tide, software heavy. Maybe one day I should talk to him, Lana whispered. Kuya and I, we weren't saints either. I ran away to the Philippines instead of facing him. Left him to deal with our grandfathers. That was a dick move. They laughed again, that strange, hollow kind that tastes of regret and forgiveness. What does he look like, anyway? Alena asked, feigning disinterest. Part Cherokee, tall, brooding, handsome. Women throw themselves at him, but he walks by like a monk collecting sins. Alena's heart tripped. That description. It echoed. The man who kissed her. Twice. The one who ruined her sleep and disrupted her reality. Mahirap siguro para sa kanya tumanggap ng pagkabigo, she murmured. Lana grew quiet. It's not just pride. Native Americans carry centuries of grief. Even when we win, we carry the loss. He's not proud, Lana. He's just stubborn. Maybe. But what he felt for me wasn't love. It was nostalgia. Like missing a toy you never liked until someone else wanted it. A soft stillness fell over them, like an old blanket you keep despite the itch. Lana stared at the sky, her thoughts suspended in unfinished sentences. Some wounds never closed. They just stopped asking to be seen. Alena reached for her hand. One day, you should talk to him. Lana smiled. Maybe. And for now, Alena would stay. For the twins, for her sister, for the chance to witness something new and real and blooming. London could wait. The past could wait. Because love, true love, wasn't in declarations or daring kisses. It was in presence, in choosing to stay when running felt easier, even if it made you laugh through your tears.
At the heart of Mexico City, where steel met shadow, the headquarters of Las Aguilas stood like a fortress carved from ambition and secrecy. The mirrored glass exterior reflected the sky with such arrogance even the clouds dared not linger. Inside, silence and tension ruled like twin monarchs. Most of the building was asleep. Coders slumped over keyboards. Security footage looped through empty corridors. But in the deeper veins of the compound, two of Las Aguilas' most lethal agents were very much awake. Hawk Copeland stared at the screen before him, jaw clenched. Come on, hurry the hell up, he muttered, the glow of the monitor casting sharp lines across his face. This was no ordinary file extraction. This was family vault territory, where buried truths were encrypted like sins behind firewalls. It wasn't a place Hawk usually ventured. His business was blood, not legacy. And yet, there he was. Footsteps echoed. Alexander Mondego arrived with the slow, calculated gait of a man who had made peace with his darkness. The world knew him as Las Aguilas' unpredictable weapon, razor-sharp and recklessly charming. He glanced at the screen. Recognition flared. "Ah," Alex said, smiling with the warmth of cold steel. "So I heard. Alaric and Anna Helena, digging into the Golden Boy's closet, are we?" Hawk didn't look up. "Copeland," Alex continued, dragging a chair beside him, the scrape deliberate. "What a surprise. You, sniffing around Mondego business. Should I be flattered or alarmed?" "Neither. Stay out of it." Alex leaned back, folding his arms. "You syncing Alena's tracker to yours? What kind of obsessive shit is this?" Hawk ignored him, eyes locked on the data flooding his screen. He moved like a man assembling a weapon, each key tapped with purpose. Alex narrowed his eyes. "You know she's got nothing to do with whatever vendetta you're cooking. Elena's off limits." "I'm not gonna hurt her." The words came like iron. Absolute. And yet they weren't enough to stop the suspicion from pooling behind Alex's gaze. Alena. Sweet, soft-spoken Alena. The cousin he would have protected with his own breath. Even in his worst years, she had been a light. He remembered the way she used to tug his sleeve and call him Kuya Alex, all innocence and curiosity. He stared at Hawk now, piecing together what had long been obvious. "You like her," Alex said slowly. "You poor bastard." Hawk didn't deny it, and that silence spoke louder than anything. They left the intel room and walked through the skeletal corridors of the compound. Outside, the city blinked like a million secrets hiding in plain sight. The bar they landed in was nothing special. Sticky counters, dim lighting, the scent of spilled regret soaked into the wood. Alex felt at home. Hawk, meanwhile, swirled his drink, his stillness betraying the storm within. "So? What did Alaric do to you?" he asked. Alex took a long sip before answering. His smile, when it came, was laced with memory. "You got a minute? Or a decade?" The flashback was vivid. A teenage party. Music loud enough to rattle bones. A girl under Alex's arm, not for love, but for vengeance. Because Alaric had wanted her first. When Alaric arrived, all clean lines and family pride, the room shifted. "She's my girlfriend," he'd said. "Correction," Alex shot back, "was..." The fight that followed was legendary, a blur of fists and fury. But what stayed with Alex was what came after. His father's disappointment. "Be more like him." The words never left him. They became his curse. Alex downed his drink. "That's when I swore I'd ruin him. Every girl he loved, mine. Every achievement, shadowed. I seduced his college sweetheart, the cheerleader, the odd one who collected bones, even his prom date." Hawk stared. "Jesus." "I was thorough," Alex said. "If I ever meet his current wife, I might just finish the checklist." Something flickered in Hawk's eyes. "Lana? Oh? That rings a bell? Childhood friend, right?" Hawk didn't answer, just stared into his glass like it held the truth. Alex smirked. "Face it, man. Alaric's not the saint everyone thinks he is. Cheated on Lana while wooing Carla. The bastard's got charm and scandal in equal measure. And yet you're the one carrying the bitterness," Hawk pointed out. "Revenge is messy," Alex admitted. but satisfying. The conversation turned quiet, the kind of quiet that lingered in bones. Then finally, Alex leaned in. You really like Alena, huh? No answer, which was all the answer Alex needed. He chuckled, soft and wicked. You poor, poor bastard.